Welcome to our news discussion podcast. I'm Dana.
And I'm Matt. Today, we're covering a range of stories from around the world, starting with a significant development in the U.S.
That's right. President Trump has withdrawn Casey Means' nomination for Surgeon General and is nominating Dr. Nicole Safier instead. What are your thoughts on this move?
Well, it seems like Casey Means' nomination was facing significant opposition in the Senate, particularly over questions about her experience and stance on vaccines. Dr. Safier, being a former Fox News contributor, might have a different profile. Do you think this changes the dynamics in the Senate?
Possibly. Dr. Safier's background in radiology and her media presence could make her more appealing to some senators. But it's also worth considering that the Senate's concerns might not just be about the individual's qualifications, but also about their views on critical health issues.
That's a valid point. The Surgeon General position is highly influential in shaping public health policy. Any nominee needs to be thoroughly vetted. It's interesting that Trump's administration is pushing forward with another nomination so quickly.
Indeed, it shows they're keen on filling this role. Let's see how Dr. Safier's nomination goes. Now, moving on to a different story.
The UK has raised its terror threat level to severe following a stabbing attack in Golders Green, where 2 Jewish men were hospitalized. This is a serious escalation.
Yes, it's very concerning. The attack was described as anti-Semitic, and the fact that the threat level has been raised indicates that the authorities are taking it very seriously. The Home Secretary is urging people to be vigilant.
The UK's terrorism threat level is now at severe, meaning an attack is highly likely. This must be putting a lot of pressure on law enforcement and the public. Do you think this incident is part of a larger trend?
It's hard to say, but there have been several high-profile attacks in the UK recently. The fact that this one was anti-Semitic is particularly worrying. It suggests that hate crimes are still a significant problem.
Absolutely. Hate crimes can have a profound impact on communities. The authorities need to be proactive in addressing these threats. Let's hope they can prevent any further incidents.
Moving on to another story.
Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Khamenei, has stated that the country will protect its nuclear and missile capabilities as national assets. This is a clear message to the international community.
Yes, it's a strong statement. Given the current tensions between Iran and the U.S., this could be seen as a warning. The U.S. has been critical of Iran's nuclear program, and this statement might be perceived as a defiant response.
Exactly. The timing is interesting, coming as it does during a period of heightened tensions. It suggests that Iran is not backing down on its nuclear ambitions. But what do you think the international community can do to address these concerns?
Diplomacy is key, but it's challenging when there are such deep-seated differences. The U.S. and Iran have been at odds for a long time. Perhaps engaging in dialogue through other channels or countries could help ease the tensions.
That's a good point. Diplomatic efforts often involve third-party mediators. It's a complex situation, but not entirely hopeless. Now, let's discuss another story.
New York City Mayor Zohran Mamdani has called for King Charles to return the Koh-i-Noor diamond, which was taken by the British Empire from India in the 19th century. This is a significant cultural and historical issue.
The Koh-i-Noor diamond is a symbol of India's colonial past, and there's a lot of sentiment around it. Mamdani's call is likely to resonate with many people who feel that cultural artifacts should be returned to their countries of origin.
It's not just about the diamond itself, but about the historical context and the power dynamics involved. The British Empire's legacy is still felt in many parts of the world, and this is one of the lingering issues.
Thoughtful. Returning cultural artifacts can be a way of acknowledging and making amends for past injustices. It's a complex issue, though, as it involves legal and ethical considerations.
Absolutely. And it's not just about the UK and India. There are many other examples around the world where cultural artifacts are at the center of similar debates.
That's true. It's a global issue. Now, let's move on to our final story for today.
After 7 years, there's been a direct commercial flight between the U.S. and Venezuela. This is a significant development in terms of diplomatic and economic relations.
The suspension of direct flights was part of the broader sanctions and restrictions imposed by the U.S. The resumption suggests a possible easing of tensions or at least a willingness to engage more directly.
It's a positive step, potentially opening up more avenues for travel and trade. However, the political situation in Venezuela is still complex, and there's a lot of scrutiny around any moves that could be seen as legitimizing the current government.
Yes, the international community is watching closely. Any significant developments in U.S.-Venezuela relations will be closely monitored. It's a delicate situation.
Indeed. As we wrap up today's discussion, it's clear that there are many complex issues unfolding around the world. From health policy in the U.S. to geopolitical tensions in the Middle East and South America, there's a lot to keep an eye on.
And cultural heritage debates in the U.K. and beyond. It's been a wide-ranging conversation, but all these stories highlight the interconnectedness of global events.
Exactly. Thanks for joining me, Matt, in discussing these critical news stories.
Thanks, Dana. It's always great discussing current events with you.
And to our listeners, thank you for tuning in. We'll be back with more news discussions soon. Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.